Hey folks, welcome back to the Cotswold Collectibles YouTube channel. I am Greg Brown, owner of Cotswold Collectibles, and this week we're going to continue with part 3 of our ongoing series on Lanard's Ultra Core line of 12-inch action figures. I have a special guest today, Chuck Chiriaco, who has brought his extensive collection of Ultra Core figures, and this week we are going to talk about what?
Going to talk about adventure and extreme sports and a few just tiny bit of their miscellaneous lines.
A little bit of miscellaneous lines.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll let you take it from here, man.
All right, well, appreciate you having me on, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on from, they started out with their kind of fictionalized military series.
Right.
Then they moved on to search and rescue for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Then for about a year, they moved on to like realistic soldiers with soft goods.
Right.
These figures here are incredibly hard to find. I'm not exactly sure where they're released. On the back of their boxes, there's addresses for the United States Lanard Toys, Hong Kong Lanard Toys, and London's Lanard Toys.
Interesting.
I don't know if they were British issue only. Every time I bought these, I never bought these when they came out. Every time I bought these, it was always from either Canada or a state up north.
Really?
Yes, I never saw these anywhere in any type of store in the South where I grew up. Never saw them at like a Fred's or a Kmart or Walmart in some sort of other packaging. I've only seen them in this ultra adventure type packaging, and they are incredibly hard to find complete. And just like all the other Lanard products we've talked about so far, there are varying degrees of how many accessories these figures came out with depending on where they were released.
So these would have, because we've covered 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, would these be around 2003?
That's what the box says. The box says 2003, and there's different box art. So most of these are, barring these and this guy, most of these came in this nice big deluxe packaging.
Oh, wow.
Came with a lot of accessories. That was the line there. I found a guy who had a case of these unopened, and he sold them to me for a pretty good price.
So we see 6 there, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or is this number 6 over here?
This guy's number 6.
Ah.
I kept him in the package because he flakes like crazy.
Flakes like gotcha. Crazy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but these are the Ultra Adventure. Their catch line is Navigate the Extreme. Interestingly about these guys is none of them comes with a firearm.
Which makes sense, because it looks like they're really returning back to an adventurous type of an explorer vibe that they started out with back in '99. Yeah.
So this was the kind of their return. Over there is they call him the sheer elevation.
Oh, this guy's cool.
Very cool, very decked out. I mean, he doesn't look, he has a lot of accessories, but he does. The Spelunker, mountain climber, very cool figure, all soft goods, which is very nice, fully posable.
The thing that's really cool about this is the attention to detail. The ropes look like repelling ropes. They got those little white lines in there like you see on the repelling ropes. And then even on the backpack, it's got, I don't forget what you call it. They call that a daisy chain or what. But it has that. It's supposed to be like an elastic to kind of put your extra gear in and to hold it in.
Yeah.
And then just this, you have the straps on the helmet for the light, and
which that's removable too.
See, that's what's even better. It's like, if you need the light, you have it. If not, and just the boots, the definite upgrade in the boots for the other ones that were clip on, which were still cool, but you could definitely tell. I mean, in just the repelling rig, it's just the attention to detail. I mean, it's definitely a vast improvement from the previous years.
Yeah, they're very well detailed. You can tell they put a lot of love into these.
Or even the fleece jacket.
It's a fleece jacket. Yeah. They're nice, and considering they were the value figure at the time, that's a very, very nice assortment of accessories.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Something that probably would have cost at most $15.
Wow.
Maybe.
15. Yeah.
Next up is the snowboarder guy. Well, snowboard's one of his accessories. You can put snowshoes on him too. He's got mountain climbing equipment.
Yeah.
He's got a removable hat. It's got cool winter clothing.
Yeah, it's got that fleece style jacket, that micro fleece, and then that polar tech, as you would call that.
Mm-hmm. Now that's one version of that figure.
Interesting.
This one has French as a second language, so I'm assuming this is Canadian.
Yeah.
In Canada, one of the versions, he came with a dog.
Wow.
And did not come with a snowboard.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And what's that yellow thing? I can't quite see it. Is
that is a toolbox that also came with the mold guy, which we'll talk about here soon.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Next up is the scuba diver guy.
Right.
If you notice, he doesn't have the fins are the same, but all the other accessories were not used on any of the other scuba figures that we've seen up to this point. New accessories, new camera, a harpoon gun is top notch.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're using a rubbery material, but it's considerably thinner, so it grabs better.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that rubber material is it hasn't dissolved any of the hard plastic that's around it either.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed they're using, I'm not even going to try to touch it, I don't want to get the oils on it.
Yeah.
But it kind of has that pleather front, which is a nice detail.
Yeah, that pleather hasn't rotted off either.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
It hasn't.
So, considering these figures are 22 years old and they have found the pleather material that hasn't rotted off, that to me, that's amazing.
Well, and this, again, I keep going back to the details. I mean, you have I forget what you call that. That's one of these, I think, is a depth gauge, but you have the different little attachments here to his tank that a lot of people would probably overlook, especially for the price point.
Yeah.
And then even the camera is super cool.
The camera's very cool. It's very much, I mean, they put a lot of effort into these.
Oh yeah. And even this bad boy. And this has definite James Bond vibes to it, and the little propeller in there. I mean, it's just amazing. Their attention to detail, just the little nuances that they have with them.
And like, this wasn't a figure that I pieced together like some of my other ones. Like, literally all of those accessories came in the box. And
when you got every set, every one of these was in a box.
Everything was in one of those
boxes.
Wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah, which again, that's hard to find.
Yes.
This guy is my favorite out of the line.
This is cool.
He's like the land adventurer. They call him Deep Woods Danger.
Okay.
He doesn't come with a firearm. He comes with a machete and and the composite bow. That composite bow, I've seen that tooling. I feel like I've seen that tooling on hunter figures that you might see them at like Dick's or Academy
or Bass Pro Shop.
Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
But I feel like those weren't core figures. But I feel like they use that composite bow. I'm wondering if one of those companies contracted out Lanard to make the bows for them.
That, or they just copied it.
They may have just
taken theirs and then copied it. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Again, the kind of the outdoorsman shirt with the leather top, and then again,
and he's got these cool like hunter boots too.
Yeah, those are what do they call them? They call them duck boots.
They might be duck boots.
Yeah, they're like kind of like LL Bean boots.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty neat.
The interesting thing about this figure is I have like the deluxe version of him with a lot of accessories, but in other places in the world, he usually came with like an animal. So like I've never seen it, but there's a version of him called the Fang Finder, came with a giant snake. I've also seen in a box where he came with a tiger. He came with a plastic tiger that came with a lot of other figures around the world that I never saw here in the United States. But
that's interesting.
But I've seen pictures with him with a snake or a tiger. I've also seen that figure come with a vehicle before.
Don't lie, really.
Yeah. They put him with all kinds of interesting. But it's a cool color.
It's a really cool figure, and it's pretty accommodating to a lot of different diverse sets.
Yeah. Next one is a almost completely new astronaut. It uses the same backpack, but like the suit is completely
Holy
new.
moly.
It's got these ribs. See the helmets. I want to say the helmet's new too. New for the time. The gloves didn't come with the original astronaut. Those are new gloves, new tooling, which you can take off, and he still has good functional hands. They call him Stellar Mining, and he comes with little pieces of
Like little
I call them
gems.
kryptonite.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the forceps, whatever you want to call them, the claws on this thing work. What blows me away on this is this ribbing material that they use. It has a real 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It does.
On the knees and like that. I mean, and then you got the red lines there. I mean, this one is just amazing.
Considering that's a value cheapo figure. The effort, I know you're familiar with how things rise in cost depending on how detailed they are at factories. You know this would have cost money.
Considerably more than it would to be just have these pants and stuff like that, because I mean, you're not talking just cotton. We're talking I don't know if this is a lycra material, but this right here is almost a plastic material that is extremely flexible and just the amount of detail. Yeah. And of course, adding the gold, which is that has that whole astronaut vibe, and then just even adding the rocks.
It's an adventure in a box,
Oh, this is I mean, these are all really good sets. But this one stands out.
Very stand out.
Yeah.
I was really excited about this one. This one is the extreme heat. So they kind of marketed him as the volcano guy.
Right.
Unfortunately, this is one thing that Lanard made that has not aged well. Is the shiny material. It's starting to flake off, so I kept them in the bag. It's basically the same suit as the hazmat guy, but with the shiny material.
It's interesting on the gloves that they're not truly gloved hands. They're like
removable. Like this astronaut, you can remove the glove and you still have a good figure you can do other stuff with.
It pretty good. That's a shame about that metallic. I
was really hoping, since all their other stuff has held up really well, that stuff would too. But as soon as I took them out of the box, it was just getting all over the place. It did come with some cool accessories though.
Yeah, what I find what's funny about this one is he's supposed to be like near a volcano or whatever. But, he's taking like a Nikon 35 millimeter camera to get the pictures with a tripod.
Yeah.
And, I would think, well, maybe you want to put that in a little protective case a little bit.
No, it's right there in the open.
But just is the camera removable?
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, take that off.
Because, where else have you seen a set with a tripod like that?
I don't know. I mean, like, you figure a piece like that, they would be like, oh, that's so expensive and detailed. We got to raise the price of it.
Because that's probably new tooling for that.
Yeah.
And then, you have these items here, which we saw with, that's just the scuba diver guy. Toolbox.
Toolbox is cool.
The hard hat. We got some stuff in here too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It's got the tray and then 35 millimeter rolls.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I doubt you guys can get this on the shop, but got a little 35 millimeter roll. For those of people who don't remember, before digital, we used cameras to take pictures with camera rolls of film, and this was 35 millimeter.
This was 2002, before digital cameras.
This is a camera that uses 35 millimeter film.
Completely affordable.
But we didn't have phones back then that didn't do that. So
this guy was part of this adjacent series. I don't know if it was just different distribution, different country, different year. Maybe they made this line in 2004 and made less of them. Right. I don't know. This was a metal detector guy. He's got a really cool fleece jacket, a cool helmet, just a cool outfit. This is not functional. There is it
looks like it would have.
It was with the military series.
Really?
Yeah, in weird places in the world, some of the first and second wave figures came with the metal detector pieces. Yeah. And it is functional. I don't have any batteries in there, but this wasn't that common, but like someone like the guy who had the beret and the camel outfit, there would be deluxe versions that came with this.
Okay, would that have been? Have you seen any examples of that being as like a card back or
not a card back? It was always in like a deluxe box. Deluxe box, yeah. And it came with like little metal pieces that you can put on there and activate the metal detector.
So what would these slots have been? Would that have been holding like the
shovels or pick,
stuff like that?
Yeah.
Which this makes sense because I mean, as you're more than familiar with M&C Toy Center, they had vehicles and weapons that had light features, and then later on they got rid of them.
Yeah, and they would
like the howitzer, stuff like that.
So. And they would just kind of solidify the button to just be a part of the
right, and just cover up where the battery pack was.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a cool outfit.
Yeah,
I mean, like, even if you lost interest in the metal detector, just the adventure guy himself is cool.
Yeah, it's a great concept, and just again, you've got the really cool looking hiking boots. The jeans look extremely well made. Again, it's that micro fleece type of jacket that they've done before. It just it's just again the attention to detail. I'm a broken record.
Yeah, and another thing I want to point out was with their more civilian type sets, they used more of their civilian looking heads.
Right.
The longer hair, more facial hair.
Yeah. Right.
This was like a big deluxe box. It was this guy with the purple pullover, and he came with strictly camping gear. He came with the seat, the table, the accessories, the sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag, which is amazing.
Sleeping bag is nice. They made a lot of these in the military series, in core camo. This is just one in a really nice civilian type pattern.
Yeah, I mean that looks like a North Face.
Yeah, they got the fireplace. He came with the tent. The tent is very nice.
Really? So that came with, wow.
Yeah, he came with all this stuff. He did not come with the dog. That comes with the other figures. But the tent is very nice.
I've seen those tents in other different sets, and it's just wow.
But this one is specifically Ultra Gear. But I mean, how well does this fit into the G.I. Joe Adventure team?
Perfectly.
I could see a lot of people buying these sets and completely, getting rid of the core figure and then putting G.I. Joe in there, which to me ultimately makes these more valuable because, I feel like that's why a lot of core stuff is actually harder to come by now because, we'll talk about vehicles later, but I remember you said you bought one of their Jeeps, and because it was, third party, I'm assuming you probably didn't mind painting it yellow,
right? No,
to make a G.I. Joe.
Little did I know there was a yellow one already out there.
Well, that's not easy to find.
Right.
I got that. I bought that one from Canada, and we'll talk about that one later. We'll talk about that when we talk about vehicles. But this is the Ultra Adventure series.
Okay.
Now they had a lot of variations of these later that were a lot cheaper and had a lot more plastic and were not half as cool. But to me, these were the best adventure figures they made.
I don't remember these because I always remember the ones that came with the blocky guns and 1999. But I mean, man, if I'd have seen this back in the day, I would have been buying multiples of that.
Well, that's why, like I know that my dad was buying these things at the time, but I know if he had seen any of these at the store, he would have bought them. We never saw these anywhere, at least where I grew up in the South, because I probably would have bought these too.
But for the price point,
I mean, it's just
no brainer.
Yeah, those are the Ultra Adventure. Okay. These were some of their goofier ones that they made that still had cloth goods because after this, we're moving on to their plastic ears. That'll be the next video. But this one is a goofy one. You could tell they're getting cheaper because he had motor-on boots. This figure may have been made anywhere from 2003 to 2015. You really don't know.
Right.
I never saw them anywhere in the United States. I found a cheap eBay dealer. I found an eBay dealer who sold them to me for cheap, but this guy was part of a very small line of theirs called Artillery Animals, where you had a guy and he had weapons and he came with an animal and you could stick the artillery weapon on the poor dog. Right. I've only seen one other figure from this line. It was an artillery animal scuba diver, and it came with a shark that you could put like a missile file device on the shark.
What's funny is, if you, I know we can't get a close up, but that dog looks pissed.
He does. He looks mad. It's like the standard German Shepherd dog, but they painted teeth around him.
Teeth on each side because he's like, the hell, I'm going to carry this minigun. That is, I mean, I can just imagine the boardroom meeting for that. I got an idea. Guns and dogs.
Artillery animals. But I thought that would be a fun one to share.
I mean, the poor bastard, he can't even kill. There it goes. On there. What I can see this as one of those things where somebody wants a little bit of adventure, but they want a smaller price point. Yeah. Because they've cut it back, but they still have that one little eye-catching concept on it. Yeah. That is hilarious. Yeah. That one takes the cake.
And this one, I never saw this one anywhere in the United States. I found the costume loose. It's a pilot uniform, but he came with like a air wing jetpack thing that was like,
really?
Yes, it was kind of like I know a couple of their 3 3/4 ones had some of those accessories, and he came with one of those. I've only seen it in photos. I've never seen one in person, and I've never seen one in the United States. But it is a pretty cool pilot uniform. So
are you saying that the complete set had the jetpack or whatever?
Yes.
And did he come with a helmet too?
Yep. Okay. Yep. But he had it was like a wing jetpack thing and a helmet. And I would have bought it if I saw it because I thought it was really cool. They had them available when Lanard had their warehouse sales every Christmas for 20 years in Kansas City, but I never got to go to one of those.
Well, if anybody has a picture of this set, do you have a picture?
I've got pictures of it.
Well, if anybody has a picture, please post a comment in the comments below. Share the picture of us with the rest of us so everybody can kind of see what this set would have looked like.
Yeah.
So,
but none of these sets are easily searchable on eBay. Like you can't just.
Well, yeah, we've had that conversation that Lanard really wasn't known for 12-inch, and when people are going through a tub of their kid stuff, they go G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
They just go G.I. Joe. Well, that's cool. So this is around 2004, 2005-ish.
Yeah.
Possibly even beyond because some of these might have been.
Yeah, and that was another thing and we'll talk more about that, was these core figures, as they got rarer in the United States, they still stayed pretty strong overseas.
And I think, sadly, I think that's still the case today.
Yeah.
That, from the discussions that I've had and things that I've seen, I still think that they have a very strong presence in like Australia and England and Europe and stuff like that. Yeah. But in the United States, especially with, Kmart's gone, unfortunately. They would have been a prime place.
I was about to say, this was just within the last 5 years, I remember seeing an ad saying Kmart stores will now be carrying Lanard stuff again for Kmart in Australia.
Really?
Yes.
Again, Australia, they get the stuff. But Walmart, the thing that I've been hearing about Walmart is that they wanted to see more licensed type of product. That's the reason why you started seeing more Aliens and Predator and movie type of properties versus just having their own line. And which is sad because, these are amazing. And I think, as well as I do, you do not see 12-inch stuff almost anywhere. It's pretty well, stuff like us, Cotswold, and everybody else, or you're going to a toy show or whatever. But, and especially with this, if you don't know what it is and you're trying to search for it on eBay or whatever, unless you have an eagle eye at a toy show, you're just
luck of the draw, really.
And unless it's in the box.
In the box. But I've seen people in the box still sell this as G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe, Snake Hunter, it's $100.
It's the recognizable term that catches their eye, which we end up missing. It does make sense. Well, cool beans. Well, this is video number 3. We're halfway there.
Halfway.
So let's talk about what next video is going to be about.
Our next video, we'll talk a little bit about what Lanard did with their 1/6 scale for like 10 years, which was a lot of plastic, less posability, less accessories, very cheap prices.
Right.
Yep. So I call it the plastic years.
Yeah. The dark ages.
Yeah, the dark ages.
Dark ages. All right. Well, fair enough. Well, like I said, if this is the first time you're checking out our video, make sure that you like and subscribe to our videos. We try to put out a new video every week during the fall and winter and spring times, and we take off time during the summertime because that's generally when we're doing shows. But also, if you have anything to contribute to this as far as anything that you've seen, make sure you comment below and share pictures of things that you've seen, or make any comments of where you've seen these, if they were French Canadian or whatever. Unfortunately, there really aren't any websites out there that really categorize and document the history of this. So we're trying to get that ball rolling and hopefully learn more. And if you give us more information, we'd be more than happy to do a 7th video later on down the road that talks about these things. So, catch us next week on part 4 of the series. And until then, keep collecting.